Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a video outside because I think it will help my brain. So I keep getting a headache filming these videos because my brain is going too quickly. So I'm going to be doing this video slower because my brain working too quickly is also causing me not to sleep very well. So yeah, anyway, today I'm going to be talking about what school subjects you should take as a witch. So this was an idea I came up with and I thought it was kind of unique and different, so I really wanted to share it with you guys, and I wrote out all of the different subjects and how they can help you within your magical practice. So that's essentially what this video is. It isn't saying as a witch you need to take this subject and this subject. It's more about as a witch it helps your craft to take this subject because of this. So yes, I've just taken subjects that I've taken before, except from one, and well, there's two subjects I've never studied before that I'll be talking about, but I still think they're very, very good subjects and I know enough about them to talk about them. But yeah, so the first one is English. I took English for a very long time. In the UK you have to take English until you're 16, so I took this for a long time. I even considered doing an English literature degree, but I decided against it because I didn't love it as much as I love biology. So yes, English is great because you can see different perspectives on the world, which I think is really important within witchcraft, because it helps you to be more empathetic with people. Some of us don't need any more of that because we're empaths, so depends. But I think it's just amazing to see different cultures and see the world. I think it makes you a more well-rounded person and a better practitioner, so it's great for that. It's also amazing because you get to study different texts and really pick out certain words and why they're powerful and why they could also be symbolic of other things. So especially with colour symbolism, I really loved learning about that in English because I knew about what different colours represented within witchcraft and within magic, that I could link it to what it symbolised within the book I was reading. So yeah, and also other texts that I did at school, like Macbeth, had some witchcraft elements in it. So there was Hecate as one of the characters. She's in it very briefly, but knowing a little bit of background about Hecate, because I was a witch, helped. I felt more like, I don't know, I don't actually know if it ever actually helped me, but it helped because I could actually pronounce the name, which my teachers couldn't as well. Also it's raining, so it's a bit of stuff in the air. So yeah, I just loved that I knew a little bit of extra information about the goddess that we weren't taught because it wasn't as relevant. So yeah, knowing about goddesses and gods. Oh, it's starting to rain more. Knowing about gods and goddesses in certain books and certain plays, like knowing about them anyway and then having to study them for the thing helps you in your practice and in your studies. So it's very nice when there is that connection. And also if you study classics you can do mythology, so you can learn about different deities that you could then work with, and you study like different stories. I think that's what classics is, that's what I remember it being, but I don't actually know. I think that is classics, it must be, I don't know. And also ancient history could be helpful because it inspires you to do further reading and maybe reading some old religious texts that might be useful within your magical practice. So very, very cool. The next one is maths. Now maths you wouldn't think is very witchy, but actually can be, especially with sacred geometry, which I don't know a lot about, but that is a mathsy witchy thing. Also like the Fibonacci sequence, the way it presents itself within nature, that is another very cool thing to learn about, that you could research within maths and within witchcraft. So there is that link. Also learning maths can make you very logical with the way you sort out problems, so it can make you more balanced. So learning maths can be like a kind of magical way of becoming a more well-rounded, balanced person. So I think it's like fluorite. I love using fluorite for balance, but if I was to imagine that the maths that I was doing was making me more balanced, that would motivate me to do maths and to be more balanced. So I think that is good. Oh no, my book is going to get wet. So yeah, and also with maths there is always an answer, so this belief of there always being an answer could help with witchcraft and with hope, feeling like things are going to get better. But then other magical practitioners live their lives of sometimes there isn't an answer, with like mysticism and stuff, and like the fae and stuff, so it can be whatever you want it to be, I guess. You can think of it in either way or even both ways. I don't know. Next one is science. So it's starting to rain more and more. So I take 3 sciences. So I take biology, chemistry and geography A levels, and I find that because I love witchcraft so much, it helps. It's actually raining a lot. Because I love witchcraft so much, it helps motivate me with biology because I love nature. So when biology is really tricky, I try and link it to nature and with witchcraft, and it helps me to get through it. So highly recommend using that. What else did I talk about biology? Yes, it helps you to realise how everything is physically interconnected with the networks of fungi helping trees to send signals to each other. So with correspondences in witchcraft, you see how lots of different things are linked that you never would have thought are linked. But then when you look at nature, you also see that things are linked like correspondences are. So it's kind of a cool mirror thing, similar thing. I don't know. Oh no. So yes, it's actually raining very heavily now. Oh, we've got some rain on the camera. Okay, let's go inside. I've come inside, which isn't the same kind of vibe, but it's okay. This is a leaf that you get to have in frame. So yes. So with science in general, I was just talking about more biology, but with science, doing the steps of an experiment is good practice for the complicated steps in ceremonial magic. So if you are following a spell and it's really complicated, if you take science and you do like complicated practicals, especially in chemistry, there are some really complicated things that you need to do, and it's really hard to read it on paper and then to actually physically do it. Having this practice is really good if you've got like a really long spell with loads of ingredients and it's really specific with what you have to do, so it's great for that. And also if you've done complicated spells, then you might be better at your practicals, so they kind of complement each other. So with chemistry, I love chemistry even though it's really difficult and it takes up a lot of my time. Within chemistry, you can do like further reading, you can learn about the structure of crystals and the different elements that make up crystals, and create all the cool colours and the way that the crystals form within the earth. That is a bit more geology, and geology is another subject that could help your studies of witchcraft. So yes, learning about the chemical composition of crystals, also alchemy links to chemistry, that is another area of witchcraft that you can research. So yes, what else have I put? Yes, metals you can use within witchcraft. They have different magical properties, so learning about them in chemistry is then helpful because then you can learn about them in spells and stuff like that. It also helps you with the safety of spells, so taking something like chemistry where you're using a Bunsen burner flame helps you to be more careful when you're doing a spell in your home with a candle or something, because you know about the dangers of fire. You also know about the dangers of moving the fire around if you need to do that for a spell, so it's very good for that. Then what else do we have? Chemistry also helps me to improve my confidence, as it's hard to understand, and when I continually do it after hours of practice, I feel fearless. That's something that I wrote. So yes, difficult subjects at school can help you feel more confident once you understand them and can do them. So that is good motivation to do your school stuff. I feel like this video is just a motivational video to do your homework and go to school, as well as witchcraft stuff. Helps you to see that your subjects are actually useful, because kids in my class over the years have always said, "Miss, when are we ever going to use this in real life?" So very, very useful. Then we have physics. So physics is another subject I dropped after GCSE because I didn't like it. I don't get on with physics very well. I find it really difficult to visualize things within physics. I like taking biology and chemistry because I can physically see things happening, but I just have always found physics challenging, and also because of how much maths there is in it. I've always struggled with maths. I went through a period of not struggling with maths anymore, but then when I dropped it, now I'm a bit like, but yeah, so physics, not my best friend, but I guess it's okay. So you can learn about energy in physics, so learning about that everything has energy in a scientific sense, and then you can apply that to magic, because a lot of witches believe that all things have magical energy that you can tap into and use in your spells to reach desired outcomes. So just learning about a different definition for energy is interesting, I guess, and it kind of proves that things have energy. Also animism, you could relate to physics and energy and things like that, and that kind of idea with the ancient druids and things like that. So we can channel this energy. So I then put, magic is a science we can't explain yet, and the mind is so much more capable of doing things that we can ever comprehend. So that's something that people say often that I thought I may include in this video. The next one is psychology. Psychology is one of the most popular subjects for magical practitioners. The former, top person of the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids, Philip Carr-Gomm, I think that's his name. He studied psychology, and with his Tea with a Druid YouTube series, which he does every Monday evening, he talks about psychology within Druidry. So I think that learning psychology is so useful within magical practice, because some of magical practice is psychology, like it all stems back down to psychology, so it's really useful to understand that and have a background in that. So if you need another A-level to take, psychology is great. A lot of people just take psychology as another A-level because they need another A-level, but it is very useful, so it is good to do, and also that has a lot of maths in it, and employers like maths, so yes. For example, principles like the idea of waiting things to change, like when I'm older this will change, can help with magic. So realizing that I can change things now, I just need to accept my current reality, stuff like that, I suppose. I don't really know, I don't know if I said that right or offended anyone. I feel like that a lot in videos. Anyway, next one is art. So everyone knows you can do art magic. You can paint a picture, put a sigil on the back and imbue colour magic and different symbolism within the artwork. So it can help you to connect to nature, and you can do a piece of artwork as spell work. So you could even just as a school project, like a piece of artwork you need to submit for a school project, you could imbue like positive success energy into it, like this artwork is going to do really well and stuff like that. So you can even embed sigils into the actual artwork itself and like symbolism into the artwork itself. So you could have like an animal, like a totem animal that symbolizes something within your artwork to symbolize something. So yeah, it also helps you to push boundaries taking art, so it helps you to get out of this kind of box, out your comfort zone, exploring different things, and that's really useful within magic because it means that you're constantly trying new things, different routes, different ways of doing things, so it's very useful for doing things like that. It teaches patience as well, because you're not going to do artwork in like 2 seconds. Like a big piece of work is going to take a long time, and that is very useful with magic, because once you do a spell, it's not going to work instantly. Sometimes you need to wait a month or a couple of months, or even sometimes a year for your spell work to manifest. So taking subjects at school where you have to focus and work on things for a long time can help with your spell work and waiting long enough for things to manifest, as I said. What else did I put? Yes, next one is music. Now, I took a GCSE in music, but with art, I dropped art at the end of year 8. So that was, how old was I in year 8? When I was like 13, I dropped art. So I found that I wanted to take food, music, and Spanish, so I didn't carry on with it. But yeah, so music I love a lot. I play piano, I sing, stuff like that. So I found it is useful with my craft. I still want to do some more research into sound magic, and also like binaural beats and things like that. So seeing ways that I can use that within spell work and with magical practice, but I'm not there yet. I don't really know all of that stuff that well. That's something that I'm looking forward to researching. So yes, you can even do sound magic for cleansing and charging. So if you have some items, I don't like smoke cleansing, I talk about this all the time, I absolutely hate incense. So you can use sound to cleanse certain items. So for example, this Merkaba, which is my brother's, is a tiger's eye thing, so I could get a singing bowl, or I could just use my voice, or I could play a piano note or use my kalimba to kind of throw vibrational energy. Oh no, looked like it worn down then. To send vibrational energy into this to knock out any stagnant or unwanted energy from this crystal to amplify its power. So yes, that is related to music, but it's not directly what you'd learn in music. So what you'd learn in music with listening to music, wait, I just wrote this as music in general. This is not really related to school. Okay, let's just talk about it not being related to school then. Yeah, listening to music can uplift your mood. Sometimes I think listening to a song is like doing a spell. So if you listen to a song that you know is going to make you happy, like you have that intention that listening to that song is going to make you happy, then you listen to the song, so you do the spell work and then you're happier after. That is literally casting a spell. So I really love to do that. You also have singing things and believing they're true. So if you're singing along with a song that has a specific message, by doing this you can really believe in that, and maybe it can manifest in your life. I've always thought about making an album of songs with this kind of energy where everything just like helps you manifest things, but I don't really want to make an album full of affirmations, so I'm still thinking about how I would do that if I ever did do that. So yeah, what else did I talk about? Ah yes, creating compositions for different Sabbats. That's something I'd love to do one day. So writing a piece of music for celebrating a certain Sabbat, so you could make it sound like that time of year and celebrating that kind of energy. So you could have like a long piece of music that you create for each one, with different sections, with each section symbolising a part of that season that is significant to you. Like for example, with Mabon that's coming up, with the leaves falling down, you could write a piece of music with a section of that piece of music being about the leaves falling. So it could sound like leaves falling, and it could be celebrating that kind of cycle within the earth. So yes, so the only thing in that section was just learning composition. And also I think listening to music and having to have a critical ear and analysing it like you have to in music is really useful for spell work because it helps you, well, not spell work, more research, because you have to look critically and listen critically to the music and really carefully pay attention. So it's helpful when you're researching different things within magic to make sure that all of the information that you are getting is reliable, and you're looking carefully at stuff and you're not going to follow something that might not be 100% true or true to you, so something that you don't resonate with. So it helps you to stay centered back to yourself, I guess. I don't know. Is that proper terminology? I don't know. So music is great for that. Also performance. Performance is helpful because it helps you be more fearless, as I was talking about earlier, being confident. So it's great for that. I talked about classics earlier, so I'm not going to be talking about that again, but that was my next one on the list. And then RS is the final one. I absolutely loved studying RS in school, so that's religious studies. I don't do it anymore, but I really, really love it. I recently had an email from my old RS teacher saying that she was inspired by me talking about paganism and to actually start teaching it, which is just amazing. So she's gonna try and do like pre-Christianity at my school and talking about like paganism and earth religions, which is just so cool. But yeah, so maybe in the future there will be paganism taught in schools more widely. I don't know, because in England you never really get that, even though it's a part of our history. Really strange. So yes, the first thing with RS is chaos magic. So with chaos magic, you there's no dogma within chaos magic, so you don't have one specific belief from a specific belief system. I don't really know. I feel like I'm not qualified enough to talk about chaos magic, but you kind of adopt different ideals and practices from different religions and use them within your magical practice. That is what I understand from chaos magic. I'm not a chaos magician, so I don't know that much, but that is what I picked up from the odd video I've watched about it. So yeah, it's great for that. So learning about different religions at school, you can then be inspired to research them yourself, and vice versa. You can be inspired from researching yourself to find it interesting in class. I don't know. So it can influence your practice that way. Also, if your RS includes ethics like-minded, it can be interesting and useful as a spiritual person as well as philosophy. It may inspire you, give you ideas for journaling, help you to reflect on things, or give you an alternative to divination. The philosophy could give you inspiration for something you would usually pull a card for. So yeah. So all in all, any school subject can inspire your magical practice if you look at it in the right way. So it's really helpful, like literally any subject you can put a witchcraft spin on it. School is really great. This video isn't about how great school is, but it is. I know people complain about school, but it is useful, like, yeah. Anyway, good luck with all your studies, and I wish I would have made this video when I'm not in my awkward witchcraft YouTube phase, because this is my current awkward YouTube phase. It's making me feel really bad. Oh well, I'll see you guys all soon. Bye.